So I had what I consider a profound realization. Just made a video about living with an open heart, and these are, I guess, twin videos, a positive video and a negative video, because so many people have this question, and I have this question of why what I call the controllers do what they do. What's their motivation for doing this sort of evil? And we've talked about demonic energy and all these types of things. But there's a specific personality trait and personality type configuration, and how this personality configuration is rewarded by doing this sort of evil. And it's something that is very prevalent, not just in the controllers, but in most average people. You know, there is mechanisms now in the Kali Yuga, in this decadent sort of negative time, that rewards people for this type of behavior. Just like when you eat something with sugar in it, there's pleasurable responses. Your body craves this. Your body craves salt and sugar. Of course, the sexual drive, you have these cravings, and there's a pleasurable response, and you get rewarded for these things. And this is why now that sugar is so easily, readily available, you have people with diabetes and being obese, because your system is wired to consume these things that are rare in nature, sweetness and these types of things. Nature doesn't produce sugar the way that we have it on a daily basis. So you have this hardwired binge mechanism inside your physical system. And so we also have this on a egotistical level now in this dark time on planet Earth. And the reason that I had this realization was I have Amazon Prime, and I started watching this show called Sneaky Pete. And spoiler alert, I'm just going to talk liberally about the plot and things that happen in the show. So I was maybe 2 or 3 episodes into this, and I was in a place where I just wanted to watch this for entertainment. I saw that the production values were really good. And so I just wasn't interested in doing like a video or watching it looking for Illuminati symbolism, but just watching it to watch it, because I didn't think there was much in it that would relate to me making a video. And I got about 4 episodes in, and I realized, really, why are you watching this show? Because the main character, Sneaky Pete, I forget the actor's name, he's a good actor. And it's well done. This is a well-written, to high production values. It's a well put together series of TV shows. And the main character is a ex-con, but he is a flim-flam man. He is a pickpocket and a guy that is a con artist. And he's in prison, and the guy he's in prison with talks about his family. This guy's name is Pete. And he talks about growing up on a farm and how great it was. So they're in jail together for a bunch of years. And this con artist gets out, and he owes money to a crime boss. And the crime boss has his brother as a captive, and this guy has to escape. So he goes out, and he realizes he's going to pretend to be his inmate, the guy that was his roommate in prison. And he goes to this family and pretends to be this guy, because he knows all the history and the stories. The guys talk to him endlessly. And it develops where he's going to rob these people to pay off the crime boss. And all the people in this family are messed up. They're liars and cheaters. They're lying to each other. They work as a bail bondsman. They work, they post bail for people, and they've robbed money. They've done criminal activity. Every one of them. There's one who's a cop, and he's abusive. He beats up some kid. Every person in this show has no more. There's a teenage girl who's a shoplifter. She wants to learn these skills of being a con artist. And no one has any sort of moral high ground. Nobody in this show. It's full of con artists. It's full of liars and cheaters. And there's no God in it. And I'm watching it, and I say to myself, why are you watching this show? You're basically, as a viewer, put in the position to like this guy, Pete, who's a con artist and a flim-flam man. And you're rooting for him in some way. And why? Why are you rooting for this guy? This is the manipulation. Because all of these shows, they have their own orientation and their characters, but they're made for the viewer. They're made for you. and they're there to evoke certain responses. And in this case, you're rooting for somebody that has very low character qualities and is cheating people out of their life savings, cheating people out of their, resources, hurting them and deceiving them. And I realized as the show progressed, because I was like, you know what, this is, I changed the way I was looking at it. And I wasn't looking at it as a viewer who is engaged in this and identifying with the main character, but looking at it like, what are they trying to do here? What are the controllers trying to do here? And then I thought about this movie, The Flim Flam Man, I've covered. The Now You See Me, Now You Don't. There's two movies in that. Maybe I think they're making a third one. That one has the Illuminati Eye, a secret society. And then you go back to the movie The Sting and the movie The Grifters. And you think about, and I've talked about this before, and of course this Now You See Him, Now You See Me, Now You Don't has literally a secret organization called the Eye that is in charge of all these magicians. And the things that all these magicians and Flim Flam Man have in common is they really get off on getting over on people. They're called confidence because they gain your confidence. They know what you want to hear, and they become that for you. Now, I just saw this movie War Dogs, where one of the characters, played by Jonah Hill in the movie, and the other character saying that he watched Jonah Hill basically morph into whatever the other person needed him to be so he could extract resources and trust from this person. And this is what con men do. And Donald Trump fits in this category perfectly. But then there's these higher level people, these trillionaires. And what they do is they get off on fixing Super Bowls and getting you to put your energy and resources into believing. They like that you're innocent. They like that you're open-hearted. They like that you're a trusting person, and they love to get your trust in whatever way. TV shows, movies, politicians, they like to get you to believe in something and then get over on you. And this is a personality trait with the sociopaths, but it's something that all these people have in common. And this is their primary motivation. The wealth is there. They like the money or whatever, but they love getting over on you. They love being the knower. It's like the magician, knowing that he's creating an illusion and getting you to believe in something that doesn't exist and tricking you. He has the power. This is why I call them controllers. They have the control. They're the ones who are basically creating some sort of an illusion and then getting over on you and then getting you to feel hurt, getting you to feel taken advantage of. It's about winning in a way where there is just this devastation to the victim. They're taking away everything that's valuable to you because it isn't really valuable to them, especially if they have $1 trillion. What's a little bit more? In fact, the money, they don't enjoy life. They're negative beings or whatever. Even with this money, they're not going to indulge. But they're indulging knowing that they've gotten over on you and they've taken something from you. Your dignity, your heart gets hurt and closed a little bit, and all these types of things. And this is the primary reason. And there's demonic energy or whatever. There's lots of reasons on the spiritual plane, but on a psychological level, it's this need to get over. It's this need to perpetrate a fraud, sitting back and laughing and knowing they fixed the Super Bowl. And then all these people are sitting there going, oh my God, what a game that was. And what a great guy Tom Brady is. And they're sitting there laughing because they know things you don't know. There's a whole reality of information. There's a whole level of mental manipulation and illusions and things they've created where they're on a different level of consciousness, and they're watching you guys. They're watching these people like they're, monkeys in a zoo, and they're given some sort of a iPad and they can't understand how it works. So that's why they slip all this Illuminati symbolism and things like this, satanic narratives, all these things into your TV shows, because it's a way of getting over. They know something, they're doing something to you, and all these psychological operations and manipulations and mind control and things like this. It's a level of being able to manipulate people and control them and to use their higher qualities against them, living with open hearts, people who have positive attitudes and see the best in other people and taking advantage of that. And also using people's lower qualities of greed and wanting things or whatever, and using those lower qualities to make them do wrong, to make them engage in behaviors that are, their lowest level behaviors, and then rip them off and take advantage of them. Like there's this competition. And so it makes it difficult because you become cynical because you've been hurt, someone's gotten over on you. Maybe it's just in a relationship. Somebody tells you they love you, but they don't, and they lead you, they lead you astray, maybe take your money, whatever it might be. There's a very common condition. People really get into this. There's another movie I saw years ago. I think it stars this guy. His last name is Eckhart. Don't remember. Anyways, he plays a character, and he gets a coworker to romance a deaf girl, and then he breaks the girl's heart, and he gets the coworker to fall in love with her. He manipulates the situation so the girl gets a broken heart because she wants to be with him, and the coworker is actually, I think his name is Eric Eckhart, the actor, is his boss. And the guy falls apart, and Eric Eckhart gets his position, and the guy gets demoted. And the guy comes and confronts him, and he's like, how does it feel? Eric Eckhart's like, how does it feel? Because he just doesn't feel anything. And so this people who are dead inside, and they just hate people who have love to give and have hearts, open hearts, and these types of things. And they just want to crush it. They want everybody to feel as bad as they do. And so this is a primary motivation. I just made a partner video with this, another video, more positive video, about living with an open heart. I'll put these up together. I don't know in what order. I've just made the two voiceovers. But it's being able to live with an open heart and give your heart over to God and allow God to protect your heart from this basically venomous world that we live in. And there's so much of this negativity, and they're selling these psychopaths as heroes in these movies and TV shows for a reason. They want these people to be seen as the alpha, they consider this an evolutionary stage where people are just these predators, not even predators, they're psychologically demented. They no longer they're disconnected from their hearts and their higher levels of consciousness, and they just feed off the pain and suffering of other people. All right, this is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.